All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome back to another week of Just a Fan podcast. What's up, Donald? All right, so real quick before we get started and do the introductions, this is our final Monday. And I'll remind you guys at the end of the show, this is the final Monday that we are live. Next week, we are going back to Wednesdays because it's right before the football season, and we ain't competing with Monday Night Football. We ain't, we ain't competing with Monday Night Football. No, sir. Not at all. No, ma'am. Not at all. So let's go ahead. Let's get this Lord have mercy. Let's get the show started. All right. Y'all know who I am. Coach Williams, the NFL Encyclopedia, the Wildcat quarterback that runs the show. Future Hall of Fame, baby. You know it. You know it. That direction, panel 316. The good guy with the black hat. He's letting everybody know that cut time is upon us, and it really is. But it's really already started because there's been some releases today, like Washington let go of Michael Gallup, Desmond Watson, and Donald. Hold on before I get to that. Chris, what's up, man?
Hello.
All right. So Donald says, what's your take on Bucks releasing 6'5", 450-pound defensive tackle Desmond Watson, and they didn't even let the young man on the field at practice? So, listen, let me say this about Watson real quick before we get the show started, since we have a good question here. Watson was a player while at Florida. He kept gaining weight. Now, my question is, why in the world did the coaching staff even allow this man to, one, continue to gain this weight, but also, number two, keep him on the roster? In my opinion, I would want my football players in certain shape, okay? Not gaining weight, where he can't hardly move, doesn't have the endurance to stay on the field. You're a defensive tackle. And at 400, at the time he was 460, maybe 470. I forgot how much he weighed when he came out of school. But if you can't move, you know what I'm doing my running back when I say hot? I'll make sure you go left, and I'll make sure you go right. And I'm going to make sure that we're going to make that defensive tackle chase my running back. Okay? And there's some other things you can do too, but I'm not going to get into all that.
I think that basically answering that question more concise. Basically, he was told he needed to lose weight. If you want to make this team, you got to lose the weight. We think you got potential, but you cannot play at 400-some pounds. You cannot do that. And he didn't lose the weight. And it was that simple. Hey, man, we already got Vita Vea. That's what it was.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But I still have a problem with the Florida coaching staff allowing that to happen.
Yeah, they set him up for failure.
They really did.
Unless there was a coach that actually was like, hey, man, if you want to play in the league, you're going to have to slim down. You got to get like into at least the 330s. You know, you could be a 1-tech, 0-tech at 330. You probably could hold that middle, and that'd be great. But your lateral movement is going to become severely hampered if you're over 400 pounds.
And you say Vita Vea, yeah, I mean, he's still on the team, but Vita Vea is 30 years old.
Yeah, but 30 ain't old when you a 1-tech or 0-tech.
And that is true. That is true. But my thing is though, he's getting closer.
Yeah, no, I understand. You need a replacement. You always want to draft your replacement before you need that replacement.
Yes,
so I understand what you're saying. But yeah, man, he had to come off the weight and he didn't do it. Now, do I think he has talent? Absolutely. But you can't play at 400. Now, you proved that you can be 400 pounds and just work the hell out of the short shuttle.
Right.
Like you a linebacker. Hey, more power to you. Go ahead and play at 400. He wasn't doing that.
And like I said, you gotta have the numbers to go with it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's different when you that. Like, we were in our chat, ladies and gentlemen. We have our own little Marco Polo group. We talk football and everything. One of our friends posted that video of Refrigerator Perry, and he was on the kickoff coverage team for the Bears in 1985, and was getting downfield and making hits. Fridge was 330 something, but Fridge was moving. That's the difference. Now, you that big and you moving, that's a different story. But when you literally a couch, right, Chris? Thank you. He can't control his sport game. Yeah. Hey man, you just a piece of furniture. You a sleeper sofa.
You sit there.
Yeah, man. You're not an office chair on wheels. You're a sleeper sofa. And for those of y'all who don't know, sleeper sofa is one of them couches where it pulls out.
Yep.
Couches are heavier than regular couches.
Yes.
Way heavier. You got a whole bed folded up in there. He's a sleeper sofa, man. Like, bro, you can't do that, bro. You can't, So that's I understand them cutting him. He might get on with somebody's practice squad, and they probably gonna tell him the same thing. They're gonna be like, "Hey,
man, you dropped that weight, son.
You got to get under 400. You got to get at least into the 330s, man. We can use you if you can get into the 330s. We can, but you got to drop by like 60 some pounds, 60, 70 pounds. Ozempic. Okay, let's go on.
We'll go V.
I'm terrible. I know I'm awful. Let's move on. We got some new contracts that just got.
Terry McLaurin got a new contract extension, 3 years, $96 million. Congratulations to him. All those Washington fans not named Tristan. Excuse me. I got a friend named Terry. Sorry. All the Washington fans that named Tristan that went crazy talking about some. Well, Terry McLaurin may not be back, and he may get traded, and this and that, and A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I'm like, everybody on this podcast was like, he's not getting traded.
He's not getting traded.
He's gonna get that contract.
He's gonna
just relax, calm down, and it's happened.
And
may not happen when you want it to happen.
And
but it's happened.
I'm gonna talk about that in a second because that's not the only place that I'm gonna get on some folks because let's talk about the contracts first, and then I'm gonna go into my rant about these contract situations.
Now the money makes sense. $32 million a year.
Absolutely.
Okay. Absolutely. He's a number one receiver, and look, the man has been through a lot since his career in Washington, and has not complained. He's been through the crazy ownership. He's been through the name changes. He's been through the scandals in Washington. He's been through 900 different quarterbacks, but that man has remained a model citizen here in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, I mean,
he has remained a model citizen. He is the anchor wide receiver for that team. He stretches the field, and it just made sense to give him the extension because my thing is, if you didn't have him, who was going to stretch the field? And I remember Tristan saying in our group chat, sorry to cut you off, but I remember Tristan saying in the group chat, well, the preseason game, Jaden Daniels looked good running the ball. Deebo Samuel looked good running the ball. And our rookie running back looked good running the ball. And that's all fine and dandy. But if you don't have anybody stretched out defense, it ain't gonna make a difference.
Yeah.
Because guys are just gonna put, hey, well, just make sure we got guys in the box. Make sure everybody's disciplined. Fit their gaps and let's keep it moving. What's up, Twan? So, now having Terry McLaurin there, he'll be able to stretch the defense and keep, people from crowding the box and stuff. What you got, E?
Well, again, you have what's called you have tiers of players on any given team. Okay, you have what you call your fringe players. These are the guys that may or may not make a difference either way if they're on your roster. These are guys that are on the bubble right now that we may not see on rosters after tomorrow, after 3 p.m. Central Time. Then you have your guys who are important role playing guys. They're important. You need them on the team. They're not stars, but they are important. And then you have what you call your core pillars of your team. Your core pillars of your team are these guys that your chances of winning a game decrease significantly if that guy is not on the field.
Mm-hmm.
They are difference makers for your team, and it could be any position. It could be a left tackle, it could be a receiver, it could be a linebacker, that type of thing. Your chances decrease significantly if they're not on the field. These are the guys that get the big contracts, and these are the guys that they're again core pillars. You got, let's say you got a big cube-sized house or something, and you got pillars. You ever seen the beach houses that are on the poles? You gotta have those poles gotta be strong, and they gotta be there. If they're not there, that house gonna fall. So you have guys like that, and Terry McLaurin, and gonna get into it talking about Trey Hendrickson and Micah Parsons. Those are core pillars of their teams, because these guys are arguably the best player on their team. They might be the best player on that side of the ball at the very least. At the very most, they're the top, one of the top 10 players at that position in the league. A lot of those guys that we're talking about. Can I go on my rant now, or we're gonna talk about the contracts for Hendrickson?
I mean, Trey Hendrickson has a contract extension. I know it's around $30 million a year. I don't know how many years it was, but that's another one who should have got his money sooner rather than later. Because there's a guy that has been leading the league in sacks with 17.5 sacks. He's the only player on defense that's really a difference maker. No one else has really done much of anything, especially since guys like Jesse Bates have left the team and Von Bell left the team. Those two safeties, they haven't been the same. That defense has not been the same.
It hasn't been, and that's the thing. And you already have, and he deserves all his money. But here's the thing, and here's what I want to get into before we go any further, okay? Because you're talking about Terry McLaurin's deal, you're talking about Trey Hendrickson's deal, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it: the upcoming Micah Parsons deal, because they're gonna pay him.
They don't pay him.
They've done stupid things, but they're not stupid in Dallas. Jerry Jones ain't that stupid. He ain't that senile. But this is the point that I want to make. You knew, I'm talking to the GMs now, you knew that these guys had deals coming up. You knew that these guys are going to deserve top 10 deals. Okay. And I'm gonna go back another year. I'm gonna lump John Lynch into this too when we talk about Brandon Ayuk's deal, because it bears relevance to what I'm about to go into. You sit and you procrastinate about playing these guys. You sit up there, you posture and everything like it was all negotiations, everything like that, and you waste time. These guys don't get in football shape in training camp. These guys, like McLaurin, like the season starts next week. McLaurin just not getting signed. Henderson just not getting signed. Micah Parsons still ain't getting signed. It'll probably happen sometime this week, more likely. But the point is, these guys are not getting reps in training camp. And I know some teams, they don't even play their starters the whole preseason. Ain't nothing wrong. But you got to get in football shape. And the reason why I'm going to go back, I'm going to talk about the Brandon Ayuk thing. Brandon Ayuk had a hold in last year. John Lynch and them just sat on their hands. That's not what I want to say. But they sat on their hands, and they finally paid him what he actually wanted right before the season started. This man hadn't had full workouts. He hadn't had any team reps. So what happens? The first 6 games of the season, he looks rusty as hell. Then He turns around and tears an ACL and the MCL, and the Niners ain't gonna get him back to possibly week 5 or 6 of this season because of what happened. Now, had you went ahead and paid him right off the rip at the beginning of the new league year, then we wouldn't be going through this because he'd be right there in camp. He'd be happy. He'd be running around. He'd get reps in. He'd get a couple of series in the preseason. He wouldn't have that rust. So now, fast forward to this year. You're looking at Micah Parsons' deal. You know this man, he's one of the best pass rushers in the league. Forget about my feelings on the Cowboys. He's one of the best pass rushers in the league. He talked too much, but he's still one of the best pass rushers in the league. Okay? You look at Trey Hendrickson. And I'm gonna say this, pardon my language, but Cincinnati, your defense is unwiped ass. Okay? Trey Hendrickson is the best defensive player on your team. And you set up there and acted all big and bad. Oh, we gonna put him on their trade block and we gonna do all BS. You know that he's your best chance. He gives you your best chance of success. This man is set up here and got 17 and a half sacks 2 years in a row. Not showing any signs of decline. But you're going to act like, oh, we don't really need him, blah, 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 this. We're going to put all our eggs in the Shamar Stewart basket, who couldn't produce in Texas A&M and just had a nice workout at the combine. Okay, y'all put all your eggs in that basket. That's stupid. Terry McLaurin is a core pillar of the Washington Commanders. Like you said, Brandon, you got all of these guys that are playing really well, but you need somebody that's going to take the top off the defense. Defenses are going to respect the over the top, and McLaurin can still do that. Guess what? These teams and these GMs did all this doggone posturing and acting silly and everything and procrastinating only to cave and actually give them actually what they want when they could have done it way back, I don't know, April, May.
It's not even just that. For me, like going back to Michael Parsons, like Parsons just finished last year was 4th year in the league. With the CBA, you can give these guys a contract extension after year 3. My thing is Parsons should have gotten that contract after his 3rd year. Gave him the extension. First of all, put the 5th year option on him. Fine. Then give him the extension. That's my thing.
I mean, what are we sitting here talking about? You know, like when you look at these guys: Terry McLaurin, Trey Hendrickson, Micah Parsons. These guys, Micah Parsons is a top 10 pass rusher in this league. So is Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson is the best player on Cincinnati's defense. I dare anybody to argue with me on that. Micah Parsons arguably is the best player on the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, you might could argue about him and CeeDee Lamb. Okay, and that's a reasonable argument. Terry McLaurin is a core pillar. I see Tristan coming in. He can chime in on the Commanders. He's a Commanders fan, but Terry McLaurin is so important to the success of the Washington Commanders. But John Lynch, Adam Peters, who came from John Lynch, Jerry Jones, Mike Brown, who owns the Bengals. What the hell y'all doing? You did all of that puffing your chest out of, and you still paid them what they wanted. So why not pay them in a timely fashion so you can actually get going week 1 and get off the rip really doing well early in the season? I promise you these players going to have some rust. I don't mean they just going to go out there and completely crap the bed. It could happen. I don't think that's going to happen. But not being in camp, not getting in football shape, and football shape is a different type of shape from just regular cardio.
Thank you.
Football shape is something different. Brandon will tell you he's a football coach. Football shape is something completely different.
It is something completely different.
These guys are not in football shape, and it's going to lead to a slow start with their teams. And whose fault is it? It's their GMs. Procrastination gets you nothing. You might have saved a couple of more $1 million. Maybe Terry McLaurin wanted $33 million, and you got in a 32. Big whoop. But he ain't been in camp. He has not participated fully in camp. Micah Parsons has not participated fully in camp. Trey Hendrickson has not participated fully in camp. And it don't make no doggone sense. because you procrastinate, and you're gonna be wondering why are we starting so slow? Because your best player is not ready to play yet. The doors of the church are open.
Trisha, you got anything, man?
Well, as a fan, I'm excited of the fact that Scary Terry's getting signed. I really didn't have any doubt that he was going to get signed, but it's just good to kind of put that away. Um, as far as the what Eric has said, he's absolutely right. Especially when it comes to certain positions on the field. I mean, every position, causes physical strain, but the position of wide receiver, where you got to be able to go from basic 0 to 60 top end speed on these routes, cuts, different things like that. I'm concerned about soft tissue injuries, ligament
Yes.
injuries. These are
Yes.
things that can pop up because you didn't get, like you said, quote unquote, football shape. It's different, and all of us have shared it, and I'm not comparing myself by no means to these one of ones athletes in the NFL, but anyone that's put on some pads understands that your body ain't conducive to playing a season of football until it bangs. It's got to feel the hits. It's why some players you see they want to play in preseason because they're like, I gotta feel this thing before we go into the year.
Mm-hmm.
The body just has to kind of get used to that banging. Everybody says after week one, everybody hurt. It's just a matter if you're injured, but everybody hurting because it's just you feeling it.
Yeah.
So for Terry that plays a demanding position where your body is at top end speed, and then there's other defenders at top end speed coming to hit you is dangerous if you haven't been hit. Trey Hendrickson playing a position where you're banging every play you bang it. You know what I'm saying? And then, same thing with Micah not playing yet. These guys have not been in pads all summer long. They have not been in pads. And now they got to ramp up for week one, or in Micah's case, whenever he can ramp up. Because at least I can say, okay, at least with Trey Hendrickson and with Terry McLaurin, even though it's not going to be enough, but at least they're going to be in practice and they can get some kind of pad work in practice. It might not be heavy like playing a preseason game, but they're going to get some pad work. We don't know how long this Micah thing going to go. He might pull like he did with Dak and don't get paid till the day of the first game.
Hmm.
And then you want him to go out there and be able to blow people up like the all pro that he is, but he got to ramp up to that. You can't just step on a football field. There's only a very rare few players that can step on a football field and go, i.e., a Deion Sanders and such. There's only a few that can do that. So again, as a fan, excited, happy. Terry's signed because I was just tired of the chatter. I knew he was going to get signed, but it is annoying as a fan. Get tired of chatter, especially for a franchise that's been so downtrodden. We're moving in the right direction. This couldn't have been a negative thing going into the season. It just couldn't have been. So I'm glad as a fan they signed. I'm just praying that we don't pay for it. The fact that he gets signed, praying it's like a Emmett situation where Emmett was healthy and ran his way into a MVP season.
Emmett is one of one.
Man,
No,
listen.
I know. I said
Listen.
praying.
But
I
the thing
said
about
praying.
this though, Jerry Jones, man, he's done this so many times, and he's done this with Emmitt Smith. He's done this with Michael Irvin. But Des Bryant was on the franchise tag, and he waited till the last minute to give Des Bryant his money. Zeke held out to what, August, if I'm not mistaken. So he's done this to multiple players over the last 30 years. And also to your point, Trisha, you talking about the contact part of football. What about just stretching? Stretching. If you haven't really stretched, your muscles slowly start to kind of tighten up a little bit. I don't care who what football player, what sport you
especially
play.
when two of these guys that are on the 30 hill. Because I don't know about y'all, when I get up in the morning, there's some creaks and cracks. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, y'all ain't turned 40 yet.
No,
Wait,
But that's all.
I'm at 40.
Yeah, I still got a few. I still got a few more years, but
your 40th birthday, you are going to wake up and be like, "What the hell
That's what I'm saying. So it's like,
I'm
and I
fine.
ain't, and I'm not here to consider myself no world class athlete. So yeah,
Right.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. You gotta
You
stretch. My hamstrings don't have to do what Terry's hamstrings got to do.
Right, Michael Parsons. You know what I'm saying? It's the hamstrings, like you said, it's the ligaments, even the growing muscle, GROIN, growing muscle. That. You need to really, really stretch it. And I tell my players all the time on my team, make sure you guys stretch properly, because I don't want you guys popping your hamstring out there. I don't.
I saw a question. I was sneaking in there, Brandon. My bad,
Go
because I
ahead.
know you be checking the question. But I saw a question where it said, "Would it behoove players to work out with their college while that's going on?" Here's the problem with that. The issue with working out to in that kind of capacity, especially when you're still under contract, because you got to remember, Terry was under contract. So was Trey Hendrickson under contract. So God forbid if something had happened to them while they were practicing at their college, at their respective colleges, that's a whole void that the ownership can do on their contracts because you got an outside injury outside of their facility.
Mm-hmm.
So no, they could not. They could not just go and do that. Could they go run or something like that? But we're talking the kind of practice we said that they needed. They couldn't possibly do that outside of their respective franchise facilities.
Yeah, because if you suffer injury away from the facility, they'll put you on a non-football injury list
Correct.
because I mean, yeah, you're a football player and you got injured, but it's away from the facility, like you said, T. So, like you said, they can go in and uh, pulling money away from you, and then eventually just cutting you.
Correct.
I like what Donald said here. He's like, I'm 58.
He said he heard yawning. Dog, I feel you. I ain't too far behind you. I feel you. I definitely feel you.
So in other words, get these contracts done, keep these guys in shape. Because, like how Trisha said, hey, I'm concerned about Terry McLaurin. Hey, I'm concerned about Michael Parsons. And I've been on record, I'm gonna say it on here. I think what's best for Dallas to do whenever they get Parsons in is to ease him back. I know he's very competitive. I know he wants to play and everything.
Same with Terry.
Ease him back.
I think
Here's,
that's why we're
here's
keeping
what
we're keeping all those receivers because I think that's what they want to do with Terry is ease them on in.
yeah, you got to ease them into because if you throw them in the deep end of the pool, you could risk some serious.
Yeah, you really can. And see, Parsons has that 4.3 speed, man. And God, all right. Let's go into the next thing. Next big topic. Well, the next big topic for us is the picks.
Oh,
We
did,
are
did you guys did you guys talk about Shador? I know I was late.
No, if you want to talk about Shador, we can right before we go into talking about the
Yeah,
pick.
and it's not gonna be it's not gonna be long winded, but I just wanted to talk about it since it was a
Carry on, sir.
major story today. Here's the thing, and I'm probably gonna go against the green a little bit. I don't think the Cleveland Browns and Stefanski sabotaged Shador Sanders. I think they just completely mishandled how to develop the the QB. And I think that was out of concern of the public, which it still happened, but the public attention that it is getting. Sador did not play good at all on Saturday. The very things, and y'all listen, y'all can go back to our episode, y'all can go back in and listen. For for about a year, I've been saying the problem I have with Shador is that he's too much of a hero. He does not let the play die. He will hold the ball forever.
He doesn't want to live
And
to fight another day.
he doesn't want to live to fight another day. He will die right there. And I've been saying it forever that cannot work in the NFL because that's how you get put on the bench. You gotta be able to live to fight another day. The reason why people celebrated Aaron Rodgers in his prime, it wasn't the fact that he was such an excellent thrower, but he knew how to live for another down. If he didn't see it, he threw it out of bounds and lived to fight another day. That's why he has the touchdown interception percentage ratio that he has. So he's got to learn that it's okay to be in 2nd and 10. It's okay to be in 3rd and 7. It's okay.
Just
Rather than be in 2 and 15, 3 and 18 because you're trying to play a hero.
you keep dropping back and back.
Yeah, you keep drifting, you keep drifting, you keep drifting.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Throw it away. Don't do that.
Now,
Oh my God. He took it.
exactly. Now, what I will put on the Browns and Stefanski is that when a kid has a rough day like that, if he has an opportunity to do a 2-minute drill, then let him do the 2-minute drill and let's see what he's made of. Let him get into that rhythm and quick pace play call, and let's see what he does. Because the fact that you put in Snoop Huntley, who you knew you were going to cut, we all knew you were going to cut Snoop because he was just a camp arm because everybody got hurt. You knew he was getting cut. Why did you have him go for the 2-minute warning? Now, some people are saying Steven Stefanski was probably saving Shador from himself because of the bad habits that he was having. But you gotta see what your young QB does there. So I'm not going to say sabotage. I think that's too extreme to say for a coach that's trying to keep his job. You got to understand that Shador is not a regular 5th-round pick. He is the son of the greats of the greats. You know how we say, how Dion said it himself, there in the Hall of Fame, there should be tiers. He's in the top tier of the Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
So Stefanski's not going to put himself in a situation where he makes a mockery of one of the greatest players to ever live. Son, look foolish. He's not going to do that. So I just think they really mishandled it. I think they could have done a lot better with the situation. It's interesting that Kenny Pickett got traded instead of keeping all of them because go ahead.
I'm sorry. I think Kenny Pickett got traded because Aiden O'Connell is injured, and I think he's supposed to miss almost half the season. So they wanted a backup behind Geno. So that was more.
No. I understood
that was more Raiders saying, "Hey, I need Kenny Pickett. I need Kenny Pickett now more so than Cleveland saying I want to."
I understood it for the Raiders. I got it for the Raiders.
Right.
What I didn't understand was for the Browns because in the Browns case, the idea going into this morning was that Shador was going to be buried on the depth chart. He's going to be the 4th quarterback. 4 quarterbacks don't even dress. You don't see them. So the fact that Kenny Pickett is now dismissed, I'm assuming I was about to say Corey Dillon. Lord, Dillon Gabriel.
Golly, that's going back.
Dillon Gabriel is going to be
number 2.
But with Shador being 3, which in rare air, but very much a possibility that something can happen, and we might possibly see Shador this season. It's a long shot, but a long shot is better than no shot.
It wouldn't surprise me if he plays at all. Now, when? Probably sometime after week 10 or week 12 of the season.
Yeah. I like, you got Smoking Joe Flacco starting, and I don't think he's going to start the entire season. I think that something's going to happen. And what I like to refer to as old man disease is gonna hit, and they're gonna be like, all right, Joe, thanks for what you've done. If you've ever seen Any Given Sunday, it's kind of like Caproni.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let the young guy play. It's like, yeah, you thank you for everything you've done. You laid it all out there, but we got to get younger. So segue into our next segment. So earlier this summer, we did because this is the culmination of our Monday night shows, because after this we'll be on Wednesdays after this. But we had a 8-week segment this summer over division by division discussion, and we had picks. We have some guests make picks and everything. We're not going to talk about the guest picks. We're going to let them stand as they are. But tonight, we will go back to each division rather quickly because there's 8 divisions. And I'm going to read off what the picks were, and we're going to have an opportunity to, if we want to, renege on those picks and change them based on what we've seen in the preseason, what signings have happened, what injuries have happened, so on and so forth. And these picks that we make tonight are ironclad. They locked in. So we will revisit these picks again after week 17. So this is the fun part, where we get to play Nostradamus and predict. Now, Steve is not with us tonight. He's working. He's busy. He's doing Steve stuff. But I spoke to him off the air, and he said he's going to stand on all his picks. I'm going to leave it at that. Steve said
including the NFC South?
Yes, including the, you knew exactly where I was going, including the NFC South.
Okay.
So,
hey, listen, man. We might have to get him some cigars or something if his don't pan out. Cause
if his stuff is right, we going to Vegas, and I'm gonna say, Steve, what number I put this on?
what I need to play? Yeah.
What do I hit or do I stay, Steve? Because I'm serious. We all going to Vegas, and that's what we doing. Like, Steve, which one? Number 36 black. Okay, put 36 black. Go. Yeah, I'm serious. So starting, our first division was the NFC South. That was the first division that we covered. Brandon did left or wrong. Lord, he did. Brandon just like, I'm gone. I can't even. Okay. So we're going to start with Brandon. AFC South, Brandon chose in this order, not 1 through 4, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Carolina, and New Orleans. Brandon, do you want to change your picks?
Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Carolina, New Orleans. New Orleans stays at 4.
Okay.
I like Carolina's potential. I just don't know if they have everything needed. What about Atlanta? Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. How much longer is Kyle Pitts going to be on that team? Michael Penix defensively. But I've heard Tampa Bay, that rookie receiver, man, he has a lot of upside. He has a lot of upside.
The kid from Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hassan Reddick is in Tampa Bay as a pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Talbot's love the blitz. All right, I'm gonna keep Carolina at 3, just because it's just too much uncertainty. I think Carolina gets better, but just too much uncertainty right now. I'm not sure. All right. I might hate that I'm doing this, but switch Tampa and Atlanta, man. Just
okay. So Brandon has Tampa Bay winning the South and Atlanta finishing second. I don't think there's going to be a wild card coming out of there.
No.
Okay, so Tristan also had the same lineup from 1 to 4: Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Carolina, New Orleans. Tristan, do you want to change your picks?
Tell me my order again.
Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Carolina, New Orleans.
No, stand back.
Tristan will stand pat with Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Carolina, New Orleans. All right, Steve, in order from 1 through 4, chose New Orleans to win the division, Tampa Bay to finish second, Atlanta third, and Carolina fourth. And he said he's going to stand on his picks. I chose Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Carolina, and New Orleans. I'm gonna stand on that.
Yeah. That's a tough one. It's tough, man. It's tough. It is.
I like Raheem Morris over Todd Bowles.
I can't argue with you on that. I just think I like Tampa Bay's defense a little bit more than I like Atlanta's defense.
But I honestly I like the kid better than I like Baker Mayfield.
And I agree with you.
I like Penix better than I like Baker Mayfield because Baker Mayfield always, that Baker Mayfield clock.
And you're right because but one thing I got to give Tampa Bay credit for. They have maximized, and I said it before, they have maximized Baker Mayfield to the maximum.
That's all you get. You ain't getting nothing else.
No. You're right. He has reached his ceiling. The ceiling right here, he has reached it.
But the thing is, the team is talented enough to carry that, use the maximum of them, and carry it. Not to win the Super Bowl, but they can be competitive.
Right. And see, my thing is this: you still have Mike Evans, even though he's getting older, and I think that young boy, I think he might do something. I think he might end up doing something.
And then Chris Godwin is coming back healthy. He just activated it.
Right. So that's 3 receivers.
3 really solid receivers. So even though I picked Atlanta, if Tampa Bay won the division, it wouldn't shock me.
Right. And just like how I switched, it wouldn't shock me if Atlanta wins the division.
Yeah. So either way, with those, that's a toss-up between those two. So I think we're all in agreement that Atlanta and Tampa Bay are the top dogs in that division this year. I think we can all agree on that part, except Steve. Steve don't agree. Okay.
I'm not posting that.
Moving on. AFC South. Okay. I was first on that one, that show. I chose Houston, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Indianapolis in that order. And given the quarterback situation in Indianapolis, I'm standing pat on that. Houston's defense is going to be too much for those other two teams. If there's going to be any change, which I'm going to stand pat, but if there's going to be any change, it will probably be Tennessee over Jacksonville. But Houston is the king of that division. Barring any other injuries, especially with them adding Nick Chubb at running back, who will be starting the first 4 weeks. And he going to hold down the fort. And then the next thing you know, you're going to have Mixon back. And now you got this 1-2 punch thing happening at running back. Let's not even talk about the receiving core, because Nico Collins has come into his own as an alpha dog receiver.
Yes.
You brought in Christian Kirk to be your number 2 receiver, which is what he's always been. So he's in his natural position now. And then you got these 2 really good rookies. So from Iowa State. So yeah, I like the roster top to bottom in Houston. None of these other 3 rosters can compare to that. And then you're talking about superior coaching. So yeah, Houston, I got Houston number 1, Jacksonville 2, Tennessee and Indianapolis. And if there's any discrepancy, it would be Jacksonville and Tennessee flipping. But other than that, I'm standing pat. Brandon, you had Houston, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Indianapolis as well. Do you want to change your picks?
You said Houston 1. Who's number 2?
Tennessee.
Who's 3?
Jacksonville.
I'm keeping it because and I said it last week's show, or I forgot. I talk so much football. I don't know what halftime I remember when I said stuff, so I'm gonna just repeat myself. I don't care. Indianapolis head coach and GM are is going to be different this time next year.
I believe so.
And then Jacksonville. I heard something about Travis Hunter getting hurt.
Injury. I don't think it's that serious.
Okay, well, my thing is this, and we've said this: him going both ways for 140 snaps a game, 150 snaps a game is not ideal.
No.
And even though right now it's nothing serious, don't let something. To me, it don't sound like he's gonna last long this season. I can't see him.
I think Liam Cohen is setting Travis
up for failure, and I mean legitimate failure.
I think he could be great at either position, but not in both.
And his injury is going to go 1 or 2 ways. It's either going to be 1, he gets hurt and he's out for the season, or 2, he gets hurt, he comes back, he gets hurt, he comes back, gets hurt. It's going to be one of those 2 things.
A revolving door from injury.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and so basically you're just looking at Trevor Lawrence throwing the ball to Brian Thomas Jr. You don't have a tight end. Your defense is, So yeah, you're number 3. Tennessee. I trust Cam Ward more than I trust any of those other quarterbacks in their division not named CJ Stroud. Houston's roster, you just went over offense.
It's
You know
impressive.
me. You know me. I'm defense guy.
Right.
Okay. We can Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson.
Come on.
And that damn wide 9. They out here and they come here. Okay. I'm gonna show you that one more time. They out here and they come here.
And then you got one. Every defense needs that one guy that's a crash out, and that's Azeez Al-Shai at middle.
And him an inside backer.
He's just one crash out on your defense.
Yes. He's one of the best in the league. And then you got Derek Stingley at corner. You got Jalen Petrie holding things down at safety.
And he can play in the slot.
And he can play in the slot. I was just going to say that. He can play in the slot. So that defense, that team is loaded.
Yeah, that from top to bottom, that roster that's an impressive roster. Steve also chose Houston, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Indianapolis. He's standing pat on that. Tristan, you chose Houston, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Indianapolis as well. Do you want to change your pick?
Nope. If I could put the Colts lower, I would.
Yo, hey, listen, man.
They have
done a terrible job since Andrew Luck.
I was about to say, you exercising the ghost of Andrew Luck.
You have done a terrible job since having Andrew Luck on the roster, man.
Yeah. You're being haunted by the ghost of Andrew Luck. And
that's
Andrew Luck is not deceased, but just his presence. You know, that's the thing. Yeah. Okay, NFC West. All right, Tristan, you chose in this order, first to fourth, San Francisco, LA, Arizona, Seattle. Do you want to change your picks?
Yeah, I actually I would put Seattle third and put Arizona last. I think what Seattle's done, and based on what I've seen in the preseason, I think Seattle can make some noise, just not enough to win the division or anything. Because I mean, the Rams defense is something to behold, and Matt Stafford can give you anything. And the 49ers are the 49ers, especially getting Brian Robinson, which means you're taking some of the load off of C-Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would just change the Seahawks to third and put Arizona last. I don't know if Arizona has done enough all around the way everybody else in the division did to make noise.
Okay. I chose in this order from first to fourth, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Cardinals. And my rationale is still the same. I feel like the 49ers, with these injury issues and the young defense, they're going to start slow. And it's going to be just enough for the Rams to win the division. But if things pan out like they should, if we're getting guys back healthy, the defense starting to get more experience, because we're looking at potentially 5 starters that are rookies on defense. If Robert Saleh does his Robert Saleh thing, and we get these guys back healthy, San Francisco's gonna hit a surge around mid-season, but it's gonna be enough for the Rams to kind of edge them by a game or two in the division, and because there's gonna be some games San Fran's gonna lose just simply because they ain't got everybody, or they're gonna lose because of just rookie young guy mistakes, just not getting it, So I got San Francisco probably finishing a game behind the Rams and Rams winning that division. But what I see is the Rams and the 49ers playing 3 times this season. And the last 2 times the Niners will probably get them. The Rams will probably win the first one. So I got Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Arizona. Brandon, you had San Francisco, LA, Arizona, Seattle. Do you want to change your picks?
Eric Wright. You are my boy.
You said my whole government name on the. I ain't even Pando 316. They gotta get the whole.
Eric. I'm surprising you, young man, sir.
Okay, explain.
I should fly down to Houston and talk to you and
You
take it.
fly down to Houston so we can
Hold on, let me finish. Let me talk. and take you to San Francisco. Okay? Because what you just said, I am in shock.
I'm being realistic.
I understand that. Here's my problem with the Rams. Yes, I love.
You know what? I know you. Go ahead.
I love the Rams defense. Okay, yeah. I do, and I'm defensive line guy and front seven guy. So I love their front seven. I love their running game. Okay. Now me personally, I'm higher on Sean McVay than you are. Okay. Here's my problem. Matthew Stafford.
Exactly.
He's a good quarterback, but that back scares me.
My neck, my back, my neck, and my back.
That back scares me. And he has not been 100% all off season. And they keep dancing around it.
And the back.
And let me tell everybody something right now. The last time the Rams danced around something, and I was the one who stood 10 toes down on a mountaintop by myself, chest out, chin up. It was on Todd Gurley and that damn knee, and them damn knees having arthritis.
You were right about that.
And I said, eventually the Rams were having to cut this guy. I don't care about no big contract extension because them knees made out of Swiss cheese. Okay?
You're right.
Stafford is not going to last long. That man is in his upper 30s. And all you need is him to get hit wrong. And that's it. Your backup quarterback is Pandor's favorite quarterback of all time, Jimmy Garoppolo. And him and Devontae Adams, look, I'm telling you right now, if Devontae Adams might come after Jimmy Garoppolo with a steel chair in the middle of a game. Okay? He might come after Jimmy G because what happened with the Raiders and talking about Jimmy G is so inaccurate and throwing the football and getting me set up and getting hit out here. And then hold on. Now I know it's preseason. I get it. But Brian Baldinger posted the 49ers defense. Robert Saleh. And what I saw with those pressures, I said, yes, I understand they're rookies. But what he's asking these guys to do is basically stop the run, and I'm going to just let you guys go.
Mm-hmm.
I saw 6-man pressure. I was almost upside down like a bat. You understand me? I was almost upside down like a bat because when I see 5-6-man pressures and they really creative, oh my goodness, man. So I believe in Robert Saleh's defense being just enough. Yes, you're gonna have a lot of young players. I get it. I understand. They are going to get after the quarterback as long as they stop the run. And I believe they're gonna stop the run. And I just don't trust Matthew Stafford's back.
Okay, so are you standing pat on your picks?
And I said who? I said 49ers, Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals.
No, 40. You said 49ers, Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks.
Put the Cardinals at 4 because I agree with Trisha. I just don't know if Arizona's done enough this offseason to really make too much noise. I mean, I heard Marvin Harrison Jr. is supposed to get better. That's cool, but I still have a problem. I have a problem with Kyler Murray at quarterback. Okay?
No, you're not the only one that has a problem with Kyler Murray at quarterback. You know what I've said in the past.
Because Kyler Murray, what he did in high school, fantastic. What he did in college, fantastic.
He's not disciplined as a QB.
Right, exactly. And when you undisciplined at quarterback, you're bound to fail. I don't care who. You can have Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Chris Carter, and Calvin Johnson. It's still going to end up bad for you as a quarterback because you're just undisciplined. So, yeah, I trust Sam Darnold way more than I trust Kyler Murray.
All right. Well, we were close to having a unanimous decision all the way across except for my picks of the Rams winning the division and Steve picking Seattle to finish last. Steve had San Francisco, LA, Arizona, and Seattle. And he said he's going to stand on that. Moving on. AFC West. Steve chose Kansas City, the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Raiders in that order. He said he's standing on it. Tristan, you chose Kansas City, Denver, Chargers, and Raiders. Do you want to change your picks?
Give me a second. I'm trying to think.
You want him to move on to somebody else?
No, it's not going to take me that long.
Okay.
I think I want to change the Chargers and Denver. I think Denver should be 2 and the Chargers 3. Because Chargers are dealing with some injuries.
No, you said wait, Tristan. You say Kansas City, Denver, Chargers, Raiders.
Oh, I thought I said okay. Well, no, then I'm staying pat. Okay. I thought I said Chargers too.
KC, Denver, Chargers, Raiders. All right.
And shout out to Amari Cooper going back where it all started.
Yep. I wish he'd have signed in San Fran. We heard that receiver.
Yeah.
I picked Denver. I'm sorry, no, I didn't. Let me go back. I picked Kansas City, Denver, Chargers, Raiders. I am changing my picks to Denver, Kansas City, Chargers, Raiders.
It's not a wild take. It's not a wild take.
Defense.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. I don't think I need to say nothing else. They're gonna have the best defense in that doggone division. Even though Kansas City's defense is really good, they're gonna have the best. And that quarterback player, Bo Nix, gonna be just enough. It's gonna be just enough.
Bo Nix is better than what a lot of people thought he was.
They're not giving him credit. They are not giving him credit.
So Sean Payton kind of hit the jackpot because it was like, oh, we all thought it was, Bo Nix was going to be on borrowed time. It's like, oh no, we nailed this. So now we can focus on everything else because we done nailed the quarterback spot. Sean Payton.
And another thing,
he could be up for Coach of the Year this year.
You always got to consider that Super Bowl hangover. The team who loses the Super Bowl always has more times than not, has a crappy season the year after they lose the Super Bowl.
And now they've done some work with the offensive line, which should be a little better. But outside of that, Kansas City really hasn't done too much with the team overall. They're kind of bringing everybody back and hoping that they can change their fortune.
And they lost Justin Reed in free agency.
And
he was a hell of a safety. So yeah, I thought about those things. Those factors is what made me say, you know what, Denver.
You almost making me want to change, but I'm gonna stick to my laurels.
They are recreating the Orange Crush.
Yeah,
man.
That defense.
Hey, yes.
Fantasy owners, don't sleep on picking Denver's defense for your
Greenlaw and that boy 99, the defensive tackle they got, they're gonna lead the way.
Yeah.
And Patrick Surtain.
Yeah.
And guys right there.
Don't forget about Jade Barron, the rookies.
Y'all just great mention him too.
That's what I'm saying. It's a squad. It's a squad over
anywhere in the secondary.
Literally. And Vance Joseph running that defense.
There you go.
I always said Vance Joseph wasn't much of a head coach, but as a coordinator.
So
and listen. When they first got there, and yes, if you got me at Denver 1, Kansas City 2, Chargers 3, Raiders 4, I'm staying pat because,
That's what you got.
Is that what I got?
The only reason why I'm at.
You muted.
You muted yourself, Tristan.
He probably has something to do. But anyway, go ahead.
Hold on. My connection.
All right, take your time. All right, so Chargers, that Rashawn Slater injury just bothers me. Okay, he's out for the season.
That's huge. That's your left tackle, man.
They even though they move the young kid from right tackle to left tackle, now it's like, okay, right tackle. Excuse me. So to me, that hurts just enough. I think Kansas City is still good enough to be at least number 2. Now, if they fall to number 3 for some reason, it would not surprise me. But Denver, listen, and adding, listen, two things I've been repeating on the show over and over and over again. One, Sean Payton knows quarterbacks. Two, a veteran tight end for a young quarterback is crucial. That adding of Evan Ingram to me is completely underrated. And Cortland Sutton is catching passes, and he look like he's going to have a very good year with Bo Nix at quarterback. I just got Denver at number one, and I'm keeping out, and I'm riding that wave, and I'm glad, and I'm glad Panda decided to surf up with me.
Yeah, man, it's
You guys,
hard to deny them. It's very hard to deny them.
you guys can hear me well now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying the only reason why, because I mean, listen, y'all both trying to make me a believer, and the only reason why I'm honestly staying pack is just because I just like to stay 10 toes down on stuff I say. So that's really
you
the
can
only reason.
change. You can
But
change if
what
you want to.
I would have changed had I said it first, but I already said I was going to stay where I was at after. So I just like to stay. I just like to stand on business. So I'm gonna stay in pack. But Denver is definitely a team to look at this season.
Going once,
They're gonna be a problem. Yeah.
going twice.
Let's move on.
Okay.
NFC North. Brandon, you chose the Lions, Vikings, Bears, and Packers in that order. Do you want to change your picks?
I just don't know if Jordan Love is he may be a starting quarterback and that's fine. But I think the Hall of Fame wave at quarterback for Green Bay is done. Brett Favre is a Hall of Famer, Aaron Rodgers, and when Trisha said it earlier about the touchdown interception ratio, I looked at that and I was just blown away. I was blown away. 500 something to 100 something. I was just blown away. But I don't think Jordan Love is that caliber of a quarterback. I think he might be a starter, but I don't think he's a kind of caliber quarterback.
I think he's good. I don't think he's at that level.
No. Right. So I don't think, and
it's kind of not fair because what has come before him.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's not just one that come in front of him. It's two because they were back to back.
Exactly.
So, yeah, and Packer fans, y'all gonna have to be patient. Just like right now, Saints fans going to be patient with the quarterback position because y'all been spoiled. Y'all been so spoiled at that quarterback position. Y'all gonna have to be patient because if not, you're gonna kill Jordan Love. Not literally, but you might just end up crushing that young man.
I don't think the Packers need to be patient. I think Packers fans need to realize that he ain't a Hall of Fame QB like they've been spoiled getting.
Yeah,
he's spoiled.
Okay, you're right.
He's not that. He's going to be a good QB for a while for them, but he ain't going to be Brett Favre, Bart Starr, Aaron Rodgers. You need that.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Chicago at 3. I'm not mad at that just because I'm not sure enough of what's. I mean, the offense part was going to be much better. But yeah, I'm just not sure yet. I love Vikings at 2 because I love Brian Floyd's defense. That's just me. I love his defense. I think the world of the defense. So yeah, I'm staying pat.
Okay. Steve chose the Lions, the Bears, the Packers, and the Vikings. He's standing pat on that. Tristan, we never got picks from you on that show. You were out that day and you never sent them in.
Oh, really?
NFC.
Okay. Okay, I can do that now. I'll go from 1 to 4. I'll do. Well, let me think. Because you lose 2 coordinators.
You lose 7 coaches.
Yeah. So you're talking about a whole revamp of philosophy outside of
Campbell. Even though they brought a new, even though they have one of them was promoted from within, Another guy was, even though he came from outside, he was with the organization when Campbell first got there.
I'm
So
still
it
trying to
shouldn't be
think.
too much of a shift in philosophy. Now, as far as play calling, yes. But as far as like scheme and philosophy, shouldn't be that much of a difference.
I'm trying to think. You know what? I'm gonna just go with my gut on me. I could be wrong, but like I said, I'm gonna stay 10 toes down on my decision. I'm gonna say Vikings 1,
Ooh,
Ooh,
Detroit 2, Chicago 3, Green Bay 4.
talk to me.
I think JJ McCarthy is legit, and I think having now Addison being out for like 3 games, 3 4 games
3.
to start off is not ideal. But I think with Jetta's he'll be fine. They'll be able to max that out. That defense is going to be better than they were last year, and they were good last year. Um,
Jonathan
I know
Allen and
Detroit.
Hargrave are
I'm
gonna make a
Yeah,
difference.
it's gonna be solid, and I believe in Brian Flores as a defense stop. I believe in Brian Flores as a defensive coordinator. Um, I know that Detroit had a plethora of injuries, including Aiden Hutchinson and defense side of the ball. So I know that is going to be a plus for them. But to lose that many coaches and the kind of coaches that they are, Aaron Glenn, I think he's going to do great for the Jets. We already see Ben Johnson with his imprint on the Bears. So I think to lose those kind of guys, it's just hard to overcome. It's not that they're going to have a bad season, but I just think the Vikings are kind of ripe for the picking to take that division this year until Detroit can kind of get themselves together. And you got to understand when you have a big loss, when your franchise has been trying to do something for a long time, and you have a big loss when they lost to Washington to go to the NFC Championship, that can hold over a little bit. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. I could be wrong. That's gonna be a toss up between 1 and 2. Um, I just think the Vikings got it. So Vikings 1, Detroit 2, the Bears 3, Packers 4.
Okay. I chose the Lions. I'm sorry. Wait, let me go back. I chose the Lions, the Packers, the Bears, and the Vikings in that order. Um, I changed. I got the Lions, the Bears, the Packers, and the Vikings. I think this is Caleb Williams' best chance to show that he's worth his draft status. He's got the coach that he needs. He's got the weapons that he needs. They made the improvements to the offensive line. The Bears' defense, in my opinion, is underrated. They're not as good as the Vikings. Don't get me wrong, but they, I think they can really make some noise. This was one of the divisions we said is going to be really tightly contested. We talked about maybe one game apart in their standings. Like they're gonna be a game apart. I don't think it's gonna be anybody running away with the division. They quite possibly we could see 3 teams come out of this division.
Yeah.
Um, I'm deferring to the other 3 teams that had the Vikings last, as good as that defense is, because JJ McCarthy is good, but he's gonna be the least most experienced quarterback in that division. Now
Okay.
I could be way off. Okay. I'm saying this for the record on what is this, August the 25th, 2025. I could be way off on this. So at week 17, don't be like, it was way off. I'm saying myself that I could be way off on this because they're so close. All 4 of these teams are so close. Okay. Let's move on. AFC North. I chose Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland in that order. I think Pittsburgh gonna do just enough to put them out of the quarterback sweepstakes next year because they're gonna be just good enough, but not good enough to make the playoffs. I think Cincinnati is gonna have to win some shootouts. They got Trey Hendrickson back, gonna have him back, but I think Cincinnati gonna have to win some shootouts again, fooling around now with this subpar defense. But Baltimore is king in this division. There's this far and away going away. I think Baltimore wins. Baltimore might literally clinch this division inside, but somewhere between probably week 14-17. They'll probably clinch the division before they even had to play their last division game.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like they had this locked up. Cleveland, I don't know what to expect from them because we don't know how long Joe Flacco's going to play. And if they got Dylan Gabriel as number 2, I have no faith. I still feel like Shedeur Sanders is more pro-ready than Dylan Gabriel. And then, again, Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers is going to screw them out of a good quarterback in the future because they're going to win just enough to be way down. So, yeah. But not make the playoffs. It's going to be something crazy like that. So, I'm standing on that. Brandon, you chose Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Basically the same thing I did.
Yeah, I'm standing pat.
Okay.
It is what it is at this point. Cleveland. I don't know what Cleveland plans on getting the quarterback situation straight, but y'all do what y'all want to do. Pittsburgh. I agree with you on what you said on them. Cincinnati shootout, Baltimore. Hey, it's your division, baby. Have at it.
So Steve agreed with Baltimore. He flipped Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So he went Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. And he said he's going to stand on it. Tristan, you chose Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh like the rest of us. Do you want to change your picks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go Cincinnati. No, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Steelers, then the Browns. And the reason why I say that is because Ravens, I mean, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Obvious.
Yeah, I don't see the teams being strong enough.
Yeah, obvious. Cincinnati almost made me want to flip them with the Steelers. But I just think Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins will cover the spread, so to speak, to keep them at 2. The reason why I'm putting the Steelers at 3 is because I was listening to different people talk about Steelers camp, how good Aaron Rodgers has looked in Steelers camp, and then when I looked at the last couple years of the Pittsburgh Steelers and what has been asked of Mike Tomlin to do to get them in the playoffs, even though they're one and done. When you look at the quarterback play, there ain't a quarterback that you can name that's better than Aaron Rodgers that has been with the Pittsburgh Steelers in the last 2-3 years. Even Aaron Rodgers at his worst is still better than them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, we don't need him to be A-Rod Aaron Rodgers. We don't need him to be discount double check Aaron Rodgers. But if he can be the Aaron Rodgers we saw in the last 2 games of the season with the Jets, if he could be that Aaron Rodgers, if he could just be average to slightly above average, that might count for another game or 2 in the win column for the Steelers. So to have the defense, the offensive line is not terrible. Yeah, I just think 3rd place would be good for them. Cleveland, the quarterback situation, you're not about to tell me that 5'9" Dylan Gabriel is your answer. I'm sorry. You're not. You're not. You're not going to tell me that. And Shedeur definitely still needs more development. So you're kind of in the same no man's land as you were last year at the quarterback spot. So.
Yeah, makes sense.
Dylan Gabriel is barely taller than Kyler Murray.
Barely. And not as dynamic. He's all right, but not as dynamic. So, yeah.
So moving on, we're going to get into the speed run. We got 2 more divisions to cover. This is the AFC East. Tristan, you had Bills, Pats, Dolphins, Jets. Do you want to change your picks?
No, I'm still with that. I just believe the Patriots, Vrabel's got it humming. The Dolphins might actually be a little better, but still 3rd. And the Jets, it's more so I got to see it. It's brand new everything. I heard Justin Fields still is kind of the same. It's a guy that runs that just so happens to be at the quarterback spot. So yeah, that's that.
All right. I had Bills, Pats, Dolphins, Jets as well. I'm standing on that as well. I had the same thing you had, Tristan. Brandon, you had Bills, Pats, Jets, Dolphins. Do you want to change your picks? You muted.
You're muted.
You're muted.
My bad. Read that to me again because I'll try to read something regarding Adam Thielen.
Okay, you have Bills, Pats, Jets, Dolphins. Do you want to change your picks?
Bills is 1. I'm keeping that. Patriots 2. I'm keeping that. My only problem with the Dolphins, man, is just what the GM said out of his mouth, man. Like that still kind of bothers me about line scrimmage. Yeah, I know he drafted some guys and whatever, made some moves this offseason. And 2, it still kind of bothers me if he gets hit wrong. Tyreek Hill, I feel like it's just a potential loose cannon. Yes, the Jets are rebuilding, but the Dolphins season could really, really collapse if it can just get real bad. It really, really can. I'm a stand pat, even though I might hate 3 and 4, but I'm a stand pat.
Okay, so you're gonna go Jets third and Dolphins fourth.
Fourth, yeah, last because I don't know. I don't know. I just think I got a gut feeling on this, man.
All right. Steve chose the Bills, Jets in second place, Miami and Pats. And he said he's standing pat on that. So moving on, last division, the hate field, vitriol field, just nasty, grimy NFC East. Steve chose Washington, Dallas, Philadelphia to finish third, and the Giants to finish fourth. He's standing on that. Tristan, you chose Philadelphia, Washington, Dallas, Giants. Do you want to change your picks?
You going for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
My bad. I was dealing with Sienna. Can you do my order one more time? My apologies.
You had Philadelphia, Washington, Dallas, Giants.
Man, Jackson Dart look a lot better than I thought, man.
He does look good.
And I don't know. I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
All right, so that is Philadelphia.
But Dallas can easily go last because I
Uh-huh.
think the Giants might be better than what I originally thought.
Philadelphia, Washington, Dallas, and Giants. I chose Philadelphia, Washington, Dallas, Giants as well, and I'm standing on that. I think that Philadelphia people keep trading with them and giving them more players as if they need it. And then so they're far and away the best team in this division. The only thing that's going to dethrone them from this division is if they have a slew of injuries. Washington is on the come up. Jaden Daniels looks locked in. He's like so serious. He's like, I don't care about the media. I don't care about interviews. I don't care about this, that, and third. I care about winning games. And if he walks the walk like he's talking the talk, Washington's gonna be even better this year. Dallas, I still got third because Dak Prescott's still the quarterback. And this whole, I really feel like this whole Micah Parsons thing is going to psychologically be a problem in the locker room. They're going to get him signed, but I feel like it's going to be a distraction even after he's signed. So that's going to hurt them. I still don't like the run defense in Dallas. And then the Giants, I still got more faith in Dak Prescott than I do in Jackson Dart because Dak Prescott is still one of the best regular season quarterbacks in the NFL. Now,
Right.
the playoffs a different story. But regular season, fantasy owners, don't be afraid to draft Dak Prescott because if he's healthy all year long, he gonna give you them numbers. Okay, so that's what I have. I'm standing pat on that. Brandon, you had Philadelphia, Dallas, Washington, New York. Do you want to change your picks?
Giants staying the same.
Track it.
Listen, all this being vanilla and stuff during the preseason, it better look exciting this from game one to the end of the season. Because if not, I might riot. So I'm gonna stand pat on my picks. But
Being more of a fan, Brandon,
huh?
that brain you too smart. You know what you see.
No, I know what I see. But Schottenheimer is promising a more dynamic, explosive offense.
Okay.
And that's what I'm hanging my hat on. I know what's going on. I see everything, but you better be right. I'm gonna be really pissed off.
And another thing,
My thing is there's no need to go from Mike McCarthy to you if you're gonna sit there and run the soul glow offense and the only thing we're doing is just running curls all day long.
that man said the soul glow off. Just let your soul glow.
Listen, man, soul glow was to make everyone's hair curly, and all Mike McCarthy did was just run curls all day long. Let's run out of film, turn around. Hey, soul glow offense, baby.
Just let it shine through. Okay, so we have our picks for the 2025 NFL season. May the odds ever be in your favor. Next week we will be on Wednesday night, 8:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9:15 Eastern. I don't know if anybody's watching on the Pacific anymore. So, but
but if you are, we appreciate you. So just to let you know that it's at 6:15 your time, 7:15 Mountain, and yeah.
All right, so we'll be talking about the beginning of the season, and Pando's picks will be back in play. The first Pando picks of the year. And I'm going to tell you, like I always say, I'm not always right, but I'm right more often than I'm wrong. So, Brandon, take us out. I'm not even going to acknowledge. No, that's not even funny, man. That's tragic. That's no. You don't understand the disdain and hatred I have for Trent Baalke. You know, Jacksonville fans understand. But
Listen, two words. Bruce Allen.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, he got you now. Oh, he trolling you now, man. We can't even end the show because he's trolling both of us.
Okay, I'm gonna throw some scripture at you. That's fine.
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. We rebuke you. We're not fooling with you, Brandon. We're not because in the show. Just because you.
All right.
Never gave you a control panel.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, show of our ages, thank you for watching our show. As Pando just said, and I said earlier, this is our final Monday show for a long time until the end of the season because we're not going to compete with Monday Night Football. No, we're not doing that. We're smarter than that, okay? Never mind. I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that second part. Anyway, so yes, we'll be on Wednesday, starting next week, okay? You can we're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can follow us on Twitter, IG, TikTok, and Facebook, okay? Down below, the elite quarterback that runs the show, Trish TV. That direction, Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat. And yes, cut time is upon us, and everything should be finalized by 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, 5 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. And I am Coach Williams, the NFL Encyclopedia, the Wildcat quarterback that runs this whole thing. Yes, baby, I'm a future Hall of Famer. Y'all better believe it. I'm going to make it happen. Peace out. Good night.
If nothing else, he'll be in the Hall of Fame of trolling.